I know Tim's going to ask first, so go ahead, Tim.
Well, I got one anyway. Tim May, Columbus Dispatch.
No, really?
Hey, Luke, as you get ready to play a team you've never played before, what are the rudiments of getting, obviously you've got tape from last year. They won 3 out of their last 4 and stuff. They got a new quarterback in there near the end of the year and stuff. But how do you sort of plan for what's coming?
You don't always know. I mean, the first game of the year, that's the kind of the beauty of it. Coach Vrabe's in there talking about it all the time. It's like, hey, we don't have a preseason game. I'm used to having, some preseason games and things. So you don't really know. So you got to really focus on what you do. I mean, you got a concept and an idea of what they've done last year, obviously what they were successful with in their 3 of the last 4 games. But you got to be prepared for anything. And, the most important thing is we want our guys to go out there, feel confident in what they're doing. It's about what we do. And, you got to be able to react and respond to the different things they'll give you.
When you look in your room, you're going to have 8 new starters compared to the end of the last year and stuff. What will be sort of your message to them? What do you want to see out of them, I guess, more than anything else on Saturday?
Hopefully we put them in the toughest situations they can possibly have been in. And whether that's what some of the scout crew and the different things we've done, but the stuff we put them in against our offense, obviously it's going to be different at some point in time, the style of offense and this, that, or the other thing. But, in front of 107,000 people, we don't want them to have to worry about those things. We want them to say, hey, we know we've grinded through a lot of different things. We've played against some great competition day in and day out, and the offensive line that we've played against, the quarterback that we played against, the tailbacks we played against. We want those guys to feel confident in what they're doing. They go out, let their actions speak, and play the game of football.
Front row, Austin.
Luke, how much of a setback for Curtis was the injury or concussion earlier in camp? How much time did he miss? Is he ready to be the starting middle linebacker like Urban called him at the end of spring practice?
We'll see. I mean, it's hard. A guy that you would say a guy that's a junior in college maybe wouldn't miss a bunch because he's been here for 2 years and had a lot of experience. But the reality is he hasn't had a whole lot of experience. He hadn't had a whole lot of game. He started maybe 3 or 4 games last year at the beginning of the year, and so that was a little bit of a setback. But the great thing about it is Curtis Grant has come a long way, and I don't just mean what he's done on the field, but his maturity and the things that how he prepares and things like that. So I don't think it's going to hinder him. For a day or two out there, it was hard on him. But the reality is if that was a freshman that missed 10 or so days or 10 practices or something like that, you'd be much more worried. I'm not as worried about Curtis Grant because his passion and energy is what's going to show.
Front row, middle, Doug.
You guys had some issues early last season with keeping leverage and tackling and that kind of thing. Just from what you can tell in practice, how do you feel about those sort of basic aspects of defense?
We felt better about how we finished the season with that stuff. And, the toughest thing about the first game of the year, we just kind of stressed it, we're going to stress it today, is we have not done a ton of live tackling. Not that we haven't gone in scrimmages and different things like that, but maybe our ones haven't been against the offensive ones a whole lot. We haven't tackled a quarterback, that's for sure. So a lot of those things in that first game, you're not used to. You're used to tagging off a lot. You're used to pulling off the quarterback. There's a lot of things that you got to emphasize throughout this week that they haven't done. And that's the thing that probably gives you a little bit of that gut ache to say, okay, how will they really react and respond in an open field and trying to tackle a quarterback and so used to running by a quarterback and don't get within 3 yards of Braxton or, those things that you're going to do no matter who your quarterback is during camp. Those are the things the first games, those are those woes things that, oh, goodness sakes, leverage shouldn't be an issue. It shouldn't be an issue. I tell you that. We stressed that. I think we did a much better job the last few games of the year last year. Now the big issue is, will you be sure tacklers? Can you have confidence in what you're doing? And maybe not have done a ton this spring or this fall camp.
Front row, left, Rusty.
Luke, how strong a feeling do you have on how the front 7 will play? I mean, do you feel good about it, or are you kind of interested in seeing how they'll perform?
No, I feel great about it, to be honest. I really do. I really do. I mean, I know there's some things that just getting shored up and tackling and different things like that. But I really have a lot of confidence in what they've done, what they've shown, the maturity they've shown throughout the camp. We played against a really good offense. And I think that's one of those things that those guys, will realize as they go out there and they start to play, throughout the entire season. That wow, what they see on a daily basis, from our inside drill to our pods drill to just even ones against twos, is going to be very indicative of what they're going to see throughout the season. So I think those guys to me, the biggest thing is they got confidence in what they do. I know I got confidence in them. I know Coach Withers got confidence in Coach Vrabel, Coach Combs. That's one of those things we feel really, really excited to see. Obviously, I'm not saying everybody knows who that is or who they'll be just yet, but I can sit here and tell you I got a lot of confidence in what they're going to do.
Front row right, Bill?
Yes, Ryan Shazier is the only one of its front seven coming back. He wants to be great, puts a lot of pressure on himself, and said that his play kind of reflected that. He was not real happy with the way he had practiced. How have you seen his development? How important is he to this defense?
Well, he's very important. I mean, I think each and every guy. The one thing we're going to stress the whole time is there's not a whole lot of names out there. I know that people know about Ryan, they know about Roby, they know about Christian, but the idea is, we're not looking for the best 11 guys. And sometimes out of summer conditioning and different things that happen, you say, wait, here's your best 11. Here, offense, give us who you guys think are our best 11, and then we'll rank our guys as the best 11. That's not always what we're looking for. We're looking for the 11 best. And those are the guys that work together. And I think that's the thing that you're really going to start to see is Ryan, a guy that has to provide a lot of things for us. Yes, he is. But he has to work within the framework of what we're doing. And sometimes that's the problem. You put so much pressure on yourself. This is my junior year. I'm this, I'm that. The reality is, hey, we need you to do your job. We need you to do your job really, really good. And I think he's hopefully gotten back to that a little bit.